And we are back. Hope you enjoyed them duct tapes. You can never go wrong with Shelby. IMO. All the way in Peru. But yes, we are getting back in here. All of our raffles are done. All of our semis are done. But we're not done. Because we have a finals. A finals. That's a rematch of last week's finals.
Mate, we are just getting started. In the chat, you have 3 minutes, tres minutitos here to place your bets. Who is going to be this week's champion? Are we going to have a 3-time tuna champion in a row in ByuN? Or is Gerald going to have his well-deserved revenge and take his first championship?
Let's figure that out, shall we? As we load into Berliningrad as our first map. Well, we're here in the top left-hand corner map, swinging all the way in the top left-hand corner. We, of course, have a blue Protoss player coming down from the land of Poland. We have the Witcher himself. He is going to be representing Storm Gaming. We have Gerald.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Berlingrad LE, we have the South Korean Terran player representing Shopify Rebellion, the 2-time Sparkling Tuna Cup champion. It is ByuN. Here we go again.
I love this already. Yeah. Already just trying to pull a fast one on Gerald.
Here we go. Gerald already being a little bit sus of his opponent. He does check for proxies here on the left-hand side of the map, and his probe immediately heads towards the third location. He's got it up.
Is he gonna proxy?
He sees.
Oh, he's just checking. He's just checking.
Wow.
Got that Witcher sense.
He got it, mate. He got it. And this is something that I should say is that ByuN did this quite frequently last week throughout the 5-game series. He went for a lot of fake proxy Raxes. And I think one real
By
one.
a lot, do you mean every game in a row?
Okay,
so 4 games.
I want to say 4 out of 5 games.
Right. Me as that 5th time, it was an actual proxy.
Oh, God. Ay, ay, ay. So ByuN, of course, does get found out. He was trying to be a little bit cheeky here, but Geralt is wise to him. So, again, he's not going to be freaking out, not going to be wondering, oh my god, where's the Rax? Where's the proxy? Is something coming my way? No, nothing at all.
Oh, but speaking of proxies... That's how well both players have been able to understand each other after their epic full game series last week.
Yeah, I love it that we have a little bit of a rivalry being formed between these two players, and hopefully it'll flourish and progress to the point where, you know, we have a little bit more of a dynamic back and forth between them when it comes to championships. But we'll see. So far, they both look very formidable in their own rights, but ByuN looking to get a second probe.
Wow. Guess unfortunately for ByuN, though, he hasn't quite been able to dip into that main base, so he isn't really aware of the tech that Gerald is going for. Oh, almost loses a Reaper. Oh, is he gonna lose it? Oh. Not quite, but still, he's completely blind.
Yeah, exactly. He still has not gotten into the main base. He has no idea whether this is a Stargate opener or a Twilight Council opener. As we can see, Geralt is mixing things up here for the first time today in this matchup, going for the Stargate at home.
Alrighty then. I have to wonder if he's still gonna transition to more of a gateway style from here, but I wouldn't be opposed to it either.
Yeah, like I don't think I want to see Storm Toss on Berlingrad. Like I think that's a little bit too risky.
I think I'm with you on that one. It's not. I mean, you don't really need to, considering how short the map is, how short the rush distance and whatnot is, and on top of that, there just aren't a lot of wide open spaces for the Protoss player to take advantage of that.
Definitely. Speaking of taking advantage of things, we do have a bit of a triple mine drop here at the natural base. Nice, decent reaction.
Oh,
but
the Phoenix.
Wow.
Oh, my lord. You do not see that every day.
Not at all. Meanwhile, at the same time, the Oracle gets across the map and actually gets even more SCV kills. 4 as opposed to the 3 of those Widow Mines. But at least ByuN was able to keep some of said Widow Mines alive.
Yeah, getting ready for round 2. And mind you, 4 SCVs doesn't seem like too much, but considering that ByuN is down about 10 workers at the moment, it's pretty significant. Oh, cool.
Oh, he wants them.
No,
he wants them.
so bad. Gerald is playing it safe, thankfully, but ByuN is determined.
No.
ByuN will not. He still wants them. Alright, he can't have borrow from here. Might as well take cut his losses.
My heart can't handle this, ByuN. Oh god, that was almost insane. Some nice cheeky micro from both players. At the same time, ByuN was also defending against the Oracle. All said and done, in the end, it's kind of hard to say who came out on top. If we look at the units lost, ByuN has killed more workers overall, and he did get a Phoenix as well, and he scouted the opener. But at the same time, like, Gerald was still able to reciprocate some of that damage. Like, he has a lot of that pressure alleviated. He's getting his 3rd base now.
Yeah, I guess regardless of who came out better from that, from the openings, doesn't matter as much as what the players do from now.
Yeah, I think the most important thing right now is that Gerald has to recognize, because we've seen him die to this before. He needs to recognize how late the 3rd is. The 3rd does finally get thrown down, which at least there is a 3rd compared to Braddock, right? Where there's never was one. But like he's got to respect like these bio pushes that sometimes catch him off guard.
Yeah, I do think he is playing it. He is playing it safe for now. Very early storm once again.
Yep.
One of the best tools that you can utilize defensively as a Protoss player.
Yeah,
I guess Colossus is the other one, but
even though he opened up with Stargate, he's still going for the Swarm Toss style. Like we see +1 armor for his zealots. We see more gateways being thrown down. Like he's skipping, you know, Colossus and Disruptors. Again, it does feel like this is his go-to for this matchup specifically. Oh, the Raven!
Yeah, one day we'll see Gerald in a different matchup, but that day is not today. We have the best PvT in EU by the time he's done.
Oh yeah, I would hope so. I would hope so. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but Gerald actually misclicked there with his blink. Like he blinked and then he like
did, yeah, he blinked towards
whatchamacallit. So he missed the volley on that bullets. Raven. So there's a world where maybe that Raven would have been sniped. But we just see a recall all the way back home, and this is what I'm worried about. ByuN, he's now across the map. He's got plenty of energy on that Raven.
Yep, and how will he utilize it? Oh, but the feedbacks are massive, and there's still enough energy on this other High Templar for 1 storm.
Wow.
And that's gonna pretty much save Gerald's life here.
Pretty much. Despite how fast that feedback was, it was impressive how ByuN was able to throw down 2 auto turrets, like, regardless, which was insane. Reinforcements are joining the army as well, but ByuN thinks better of it, especially because of that storm. He will back off.
That he will. Works now on getting a couple of ghosts out. EMPs are going to be the most valuable spell for Gerald. Or for ByuN, sorry. It's going to be the most devastating spell for Gerald.
100%, mate. He needs those ghosts desperately, especially against Charge Lot, Archon, Storm, which, again, is still on the way. Gerald, look at how fast he's getting this 4th base. It's like, he just keeps expanding. He can't get away with this, and ByuN knows that.
He can't keep getting away with it.
He needs to be stopped.
Well, that's up to you. Yeah. Well, that's on you, ByuN.
There's not a lot here.
There really isn't. I mean, he hasn't remade those High Templar, have he? He has! He still has Storm, puppy! He's about to get flanked by High Templar. Nice stim and target firing on a couple of those High Templar, but there's still a couple in the back.
Oh my god. I was a little bit worried there, but in the end, the High Templar were able to rock up just barely in time. Without those storms, Gerald would have been done for at that point. That's how delicate this dance is. Again, it's one of those things where likewise, if these High Templar get EMP'd, it's over.
I'm really appreciating the decision making from both our players here. Neither of them are getting too bloodlusted or anything like that.
Oh, High Templar. Oh god, he wants it! Oh!
He is not gonna get it. Wow.
Shield battery's pretty good.
Yeah, they are. Didn't even have to utilize overcharge for that.
Oh god.
Well, a couple of ghosts are on their way, and we'll see if that is enough for ByuN to turn the tide. CMP upgrade is about to finish up as well.
It really is. The ghosts are coming out. Enhanced shockwaves is completed.
Oh, but it's not a good position for EMPs. They're so far behind in the back. The ghosts, I mean.
Yeah, they're looking to dive one in. The storm misses, and the EMP connects.
Yeah, but it connects with a false High Templar. That was High Templar made purely to bait out that EMP. And it kind of works, but at the same time, I think I prefer ByuN's army still.
Yeah, I mean, one storm did connect, which was pretty good, but for the most part, like, because of how Marauder heavy this is, ByuN, he's been able to keep the majority of his supply alive. Like, it hasn't been dropping too much in these engagements, and he's still been able to keep up.
Meanwhile, Gerald, well aware of this, he's working on diversifying that AoE.
Oh god, that he is. Finally, he's throwing down a second robo. He's throwing down a robotic spade as well to try and get into those Colossus. Storm once again connects.
Ooh, the ghosts are starting to get really low.
Yeah.
Here comes another ghost from the back line! These flanking storms, nobody ever expects them, do they?
Oh god. Oh, ByuN does, and let's be real. And because of that, oh, but no one expects the EMPs. He lands some, but there's still so many more high tempo behind
Not only that,
us.
Yeah, but he actually also lands the EMP on the shield battery, so he forces Gerald to pop an overcharge. Beautiful EMP on the high energy Templar. There's still a couple in the back line, but Gerald is losing a lot of army here already.
It's one of those things, though, like, every single time it's like, yo, he landed the EMP. There's like 2 more High Templar behind that. It's like, oh, he landed the EMP. There's 2 more High Templar. Yeah. There's just always another High Templar.
Yeah, I guess that really shows off the power of Gerald's economy. High energy Templar EMP'd just like that. We are about to have another flanking High Templar. I say that, but he's unable to pop that storm. Another beautiful EMP.
Wow.
And that looks like it was just a little too much for Gerald here. This one Purification Nova is going to have to get so many kills that it gets 0. ByuN is going to be able to overwhelm so much from here. GG is called.
Mate, that was like the most beautiful engagement that ByuN could have hoped for. He landed, what was that, 2-3 consecutive EMPs on those High Templar, and then he focus fired that first disruptor as well.
Yep.
Like, that was insane.
Absolutely beautiful. You know, there was a point where I was thinking, ByuN, you're being a little bit wasteful with these EMPs, buddy. You know, you're throwing 1 EMP and getting 1 High Templar at a time. I mean, it's not the most efficient use, but it doesn't really matter in the end. All that matters is he was able to prevent any storms from being cast. And aside from that, he really did have the better army.
Yeah, the control was there. The control was there for ByuN. It was beautiful to see him execute it there in the end. And that's also why, like, going for this style for Geralt can be really risky, because again, he's relying so much on these High Templar, and because he keeps going for this strategy over and over and over again, like, ByuN recognizes like the benefit of rushing into Ghosts as quickly as he is, right? And because it turns into a bit of a micro battle, if things like that happen, then suddenly the battle can be pretty one-sided in favor of either player, depending on what spells land first.
Yeah, that's the Ghost Templar dance, and it's a beautiful sight to behold. One of nature's whatchamacallit. But anyway, we're going to be continuing our series now on 2000's atmosphere. Ellie, we're in the top right-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the top right-hand corner. We have a blue Protoss player coming down from the land of Poland. He is, I would say, the best Protoss player from Poland currently. representing Storm Gaming, we have Gerald.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE, we have the South Korean Terran player representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN.
He's going for... Is this too far out to be a fake proxy?
I mean, it's still on his side of the
Technically,
map.
it's still... Yeah. He's not going to be able to lift that and bring them back. Well, he is going to be able to lift that and bring them back home, but it's going to take a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he's not planning on utilizing his barracks after the initial Reaper. At least not for a while.
Yeah, I mean, Gerald, he once again goes for the probe scout. This time he doesn't catch the racks in the middle of the map, so now he's a little bit more in the dark. He confirms both gases as well, so the potential for there being like a proxy Marauder or a proxy Reapers, like double racks Reaper or something, is there. But as we can see, like, ByuN isn't really intending to do so, and once Gerald goes up this ramp and sees the factory, he's gonna know that as well.
Yeah. You're not making Marauders, so you spent all your gas on a factory. Oh, this Wesimy lives. And it's getting repaired.
It is. ByuN, he takes care of his boys. Oh my god. ByuN is having fun. This happens in ZVZ, where the Zerg player goes across the map and throws out an Evo chamber between the gas and the Nexus, and this will slow down gas income.
Yeah, that little bit of extra distance for the probes to travel does actually have a knock-on effect. Getting a little bit distracted with that bunker, but in fairness, looks like he's able to deal with this Reaper with just his probes.
Yeah, it's kind of like a pseudo way to gas steal. Like, it's just so annoying, and as long as it cancels on time, which it is, ByuN didn't cost him too much.
Worth it. So that was a cheeky opening. He's gonna normalize from here, I hope.
Yeah, you know, we had like a pseudo proxy thrown down. Obviously, in the end, ByuN did come back home. He is expanding back home as well. He's playing this a lot safer, and obviously his natural base is going to be later because his CC is only just now starting. But I mean, I'm you know, that's fine. He'll get it eventually. Don't worry about it.
We'll get there when we get there.
Yeah, and like, because his CC was delayed by so much, like, it does mean that this Widowmine drop is gonna hit across the map a little bit faster. Oh, he's doing it again! Oh no!
He didn't quite get the rocket jump.
He's trying. Can you do it here?
Is a pylon too tall? Actually?
Maybe. Because he jumped over the gateway last time, right?
He did, and I'm sure it doesn't actually matter. It probably doesn't actually matter, but it did look like he was jumping over the edge of the gateway.
It did.
It's a little bit,
at the same time, I'm sure he wouldn't have tried to get over this pylon if it wasn't possible, right? Like,
yeah.
It did look like the mine was a little bit misplaced.
Yeah. And you have to wonder, right, if it works for supply depots, when wouldn't it work for pylons, so... Alright, let's see. Does he do it again? No. Okay. Backs away, actually.
Yep. Backs away.
Gonna be getting in.
Yeah, going to be going for this quadruple Widowmine drop 2 here in the main base. Looks like so far the reactions have been pretty good, but we still have a couple more Widowmines behind this.
ByuN refuses to waste his Widowmine shots. Always wants to get multiple hits, and that's a little too late of a reaction. 16 probes go down in the blink of an eye. Gerald, honestly, still not too far behind in the worker count, but that is devastating. Gerald is going to feel so pressured to even equalize the damage now.
Well, like, this goes down to, like, the openers. We were talking about how late ByuN's CC was, right? That's why Gerald was so ahead in the workers, and that's why this Widowmine drop, ByuN believed in it to deal as much damage as it did. And it did, mate. It killed an entire mineral lion. And he still got him alive.
I think he does. Thankfully, the observer is here to keep their eyes on top of things. He gets a little bit of protection. Look at that. But a couple more probes go down. At least the medevac is dealt with. I didn't even realize that ByuN unborrowed, and he's gonna reborrow these mines elsewhere.
They're just waddling away, mate. And they're gonna get away.
Waddle, waddle, waddle.
Oh my god. Insane. It's just always impressive what ByuN can do with so little at times.
Absolutely is. And now Gerald, he knows that, alright, storms, they're a little bit expensive here and may not necessarily be the most effective. I'm just going to go for disruptors.
Oh,
So I need something to defend.
He is, but Gerald is so lucky. He just barely catches this here in the middle of the map. He's now fully aware and rotates his army around towards his third base. Doesn't have a shield battery, doesn't have too much here. What's interesting about this push, though, is it's a bit of an anti-timing. ByuN, he's hitting just before Stim and +1, trying to catch Gerald off guard, but he has the disruptor. Oh!
Exactly. And without Stim, it's just really, really hard to split against a Purification Nova, but ByuN didn't even try that time. Attention was occupied elsewhere.
Yeah, Raven
and in
goes.
fairness, he's still potentially going to be able to get this Nexus.
Yeah, we'll see if he barely has enough. Here we go. The Nova's going to be going off. Does connect with those tanks. 7-second Nova should be able to clean everything else up. And Gerald holds onto his third base.
Wow. I think is really going to be the game changer here for Gerald. He still has a decent economy now. He's caught back up on probes. If that third base went down, that's GG, even if he was able to deal with the army. But now, he's got a fighting chance.
Exactly. Like, ByuN threw away a lot there. He threw away 2 tanks. 2 entire tanks. Like, it's hard to emphasize like how important that is, especially this early on. He's going for a bit of a double drop, and this time he has Stim, and this time he has +1, and this time he can fight the army.
Yeah, battery overcharge is popped, but there's just way too much DPS. The Widow Mines connect on probes once again. Doesn't even bother killing that shield battery.
Oh yeah, he can come back in later at any time. So ByuN still continuing to pull apart. Gerald finally dealing some more economic damage. And hey, you know, there's a world where this third base, it got pretty low. Maybe he comes back later on. Maybe he's able to snipe him. Maybe.
Yeah, I think that's plan numero uno for ByuN right now. He's slowly expanding.
That he is. He finally has his third base up and running. Ghost Academy's on the way. What's important is that we kind of glossed over it, but Geralt is approaching this a little bit differently. We've seen him play so much with Storm and High Templar and struggle a little bit against ByuN. You could argue that's because of ping. We are on the NA server, you know, to be fair, but now he's playing with the balls. Oh.
Ooh, that was ballsy. A little bit exposed now, though.
Shaking my head.
What?
Nothing, never mind. But, yeah, so Gerald instead, he's working with a different form of AoE. Obviously, disruptors are 100% safe against ghosts and their EMPs. So ByuN is going to have to approach this a little bit differently than he otherwise would.
He does, but I would... Yeah. I was just gonna say, disruptors, you know, they still have shields, so an EMP does make it a little bit easier for the Terran army to snipe the disruptors, but not if there are no ghosts out.
Oh yeah, speaking of who needs ghosts when you have a double drop in the main and the third base at the same time. We do have a couple of stalkers in both bases. They're gonna try and defend it. It looks like it may just barely be enough. Oh, but at the third, fourth even.
And you're coming in from every single angle, and Gerald, he's got to take casualties somewhere.
Exactly. Who would have thought that 2 Marines would get the damage done? 16 probes have gone down. We have another 2 Marine squad here at the natural.
Man, I don't even know why medevacs can load up 8 Marines. 2 is all you need, apparently.
Apparently 2 is more than enough. Meanwhile, another disruptor was sniped. We almost had the second disruptor sniped as well. And even though I didn't think that, we have an aura turret here, he just doesn't stop.
And Gerald, It's a good thing he has 4 bases, let me put it that way.
Yeah.
Because he needs to do a lot to catch back up economically.
He really does. As ByuN, he's moving across the map for the final blow. Gerald, he's going to try and hold on. What I was going to say earlier is that I feel like if we had a head-on engagement, army versus army, I feel like Gerald would have been fine. But we had like a quadruple-pronged attack. We had drops in the main, at the third, at the natural, all over the place. And Gerald, he just wasn't where he needed to be with his army, right? The disruptors, they never got their shots off either. And even here, with Gerald desperately trying to buy some time, he will, but to what end?
Well, let's find out.
Yeah, as he does drag the entire army back, what I love is that, hey, he pulls ByuN's army to the left-hand side of the map. Gerald at the same time, now he's pushing over to the right. Like, now it's his turn to... Exactly. Oh, beautiful blinks. Dodges most of them.
And he's going to be able to hit this 4th base before it's turned into a planetary. Nice snipe on one of the disruptors, but an even better purification over from the other. Getting into a little bit of a base race situation, and unfortunately Gerald earlier on did pop his recall. So it is still on cooldown for him.
Oh, and
I cannot believe that planetary survived.
Mate, the planetary survived. It finished up, and now with that, Gerald cannot break that planetary. Meanwhile, no, the exposed production, the exposed upgrades are all gonna go down. But
that's a pretty massive oof, and maybe just enough for Gerald to have a second win. I'm still not optimistic for his chances, but he's alive, at least.
He's living right now. He even intercepts some of these medevacs. Will snipe 2 of them before ByuN manages to escape. And after all said and done, the armies, we have 3 disruptors here for Gerald. And only a little bit of bio remaining for ByuN. Only just now starting 2-2. Oh.
Ooh. Now here's the thing. 3 disruptors can do a lot.
Yeah, it can.
But it's really hard to meet that potential against a player like ByuN, who's going to split back and forth, left and right. He is getting a couple of units here and there, but he needs a whole lot more than that.
Yeah, there we go. He snipes 1, snipes 2, snipes 3. He snipes all 3 disruptors.
It's only 1 remaining, and that's not going to be enough now, is it?
I don't think so, mate. We'll see. I mean, I say I don't think so. All it takes is 1. All it takes is 1 good Nova, and Gerald will survive.
I didn't even notice he was getting a 5th base here towards the right-hand side of the map, but he is, and kudos to Gerald. He's holding on with what little he has left.
He is. He's trying to make it work here, and it looks like...
Oh, man.
This time it will not connect. He only has to rely on gateway units here, and he may have enough to overwhelm this army, but ByuN just has so much of that soup, mate.
Slurping it up like ASMR. Like the disruptor coming in, but I don't think it's going to be enough. It's actually getting sniped, yep. Turns around immediately.
Oh my god, and now ByuN just has to stim to win. He stutter steps forward, takes out every single one of these units. Sure, Gerald, he double expanded. Sure, he's getting nexuses left and right, but he can't do anything with his economy. He just doesn't have the army. GG gets called, and ByuN takes game number 2.
Whoo, boy. Very different games we're seeing.
Man, I'm shooketh.
To the core. There were a lot. It feels like there was a lot of potential for Gerald here, right? A lot of opportunities, but every time he went to open that door, ByuN just shut it in his face. It never felt like ByuN was out of control that game.
Yeah, I just love the multi-pronged style from ByuN. Like, that's what he's known for. That's what everyone loves about him. His micro, his control. not as much as macro, but like when it comes down to his units, he can make so much happen with so little, and it's always like so inspiring to see as well. Like I'm sure there's a bunch of Terran players watching right now who are watching this TvP and are like, oh my god, like why can't I do that? Why can't I like jump in 4 places at
that's
once?
the only thing that went through my mind throughout the entire game, like.
It's like, oh my, how is he doing it? How is he splitting? How is he focusing all these disruptors and not having any of these go off? Like,
it's like, that's a beautiful multi-prong. Why doesn't mine look like that?
Why doesn't mine look like that? Oh god, we've all had that moment, like, you know, looking at whatever like representative from our race, but yeah, that was just so impressive. Obviously, Gerald, there were moments there where he was trying to bring it back, right? He was counterattacking. There were some pretty juicy purification novas that did kind of sway some battles in his favor, but just in a way it was a little bit too little too late.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, really it all came down to those 2 Widow Mines at the start. For Domino, it's hard for a Protoss player to catch back up after damage like that. But we are now on match point, which is why I believe we're gonna get a reverse sweep. We'll see if it happens or not. Here we are on Pride of Altaris for game number 3. Hopefully not the final game, as we look in the top left-hand corner map, swinging all the way in the top left-hand corner. We, of course, have a blue Protoss player coming down from the land of Poland. He, of course, is going to be representing Storm Gaming. We have the Swarm himself, or the Storm himself. I don't know. Is the Swarm TM copyrighted by Zerg? Well, we'll find out as he's getting proxied. He is Gerald.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Pride of Altaris LE, we have the South Korean Terran player. 2 games in a row faking a proxy, now actually going for one, and oh my god, going to get shut down, potentially. We'll see, based on the RNG. We have the South Korean Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN.
Mate, I feel Terran, and I feel like this RNG is a little bit BS.
Oh my god.
Actually finishes. Look at that. Look at that.
The power of the RNG, mate. I'm always gonna remember, whenever I see this, I'm always gonna remember like Harsum raging at like during a ladder session where he's like, I scouted this, I deserve to win. This doesn't make any sense.
I did what I was meant to do.
Exactly. Like
truth is, game was rigged from the start.
Was rigged from the start. Bunker gets thrown down. This should get cancelled. Like, ByuN's just being a little bit cheeky, but the first Reaper is already out. It's going to slip on in. How much damage is going to get done?
Actually, quite a bit. I mean, Gerald has literally 0 army supply.
Yeah, Gerald didn't chrono out a Zealot, so he was being very greedy here. He's chronoing out his Stalker instead, and during all this time, you're trying to out-micro ByuN? ByuN?
Look at all this lost mining time, man. The Reaper is getting really low and almost gets taken out.
Oh, almost. But, mate, it's ByuN. He's only got 3 kills. He's got 4 kills. It's already worth it, mate.
Oh, he cannot survive another 5 kills. 5 kills plus all of that lost mining time. And meanwhile, back at home, it's not like ByuN was delaying much of his build. Still getting a starport at about the right time. Maybe the CC is a little bit late, but overall I think it is worth it in the end for ByuN.
Yeah, I mean, man, he went for a later CC in the previous game on 2000 atmospheres, and like you can get away with something like that. Same here on this map, Pride of Altaris. Like this is the longest map in the map pool. You know, we have the longest rush distance, and just like the previous game on 2K atmospheres, he's also going for that Widowmine drop.
This time, thankfully, Gerald did open up with a Stargate, so a couple of Phoenixes should just about shut down the Widowmine harass.
Should,
yeah. He could also go for triple oracles or something.
He could go wild. That'd be insane if he went for triple oracle. Speaking of, we have that quadruple Widowmine drop happening again from ByuN. I would like to think that, you know, Gerald has learned from this, and there we go. He is rallying here. He is not going for an oracle first. He doesn't want to risk it. He wants his anti-air.
Indeed he does. That's kind of the problem with Pride of Altaris, though, isn't it? Because he's rallying towards this part of his base, but if ByuN comes in from the side of natural,
yeah,
that's a lot of distance to travel.
It really is, and the drop is headed from the south, not from the right-hand side of the map or from the northern side of the map. Thankfully, there is a spotted pylon here, so Gerald should have a bit of a heads up, and he should be able to have a little bit of time to respond.
Yeah, this earlier third base actually serves a little bit of a dual purpose. Allows him to get his economy underway, and it gives him a little bit of a spotter. Beautiful reaction from Gerald to pull the stalkers.
Yeah. And in
Mines
the...
ain't gonna do much, are they?
Oh god, in the end, the Widowmine's doing the barring. Oh my god, ByuN being so greedy, he picks everything up!
Oh! Only one survives, and even then it gets picked up and shut the hell down. Gerald with such a massive economic lead.
Mate,
I believe in the cup.
Let's go. ByuN was being so greedy there. He's like, yeah, I'm just gonna pick up all of my... I'm just gonna pick up
even
all...
Gerald can't believe what has happened.
It's like, oh my god. He picks everything up. He tries to go for a massive doom drop. Nah, mate, shut down. You can't do Gerald like that. Mate. He's
the Witcher.
He's the Witcher. He's from Rivia, mate.
Yeah.
My god.
We're not refs, are we? Oh, feels bad.
Oh my god. Okay. Thankfully, the pause did go, I mean, without any kind of hitch. Now, of course, the Phoenixes are across the map. We have full map control in favor of Gerald.
And what does ByuN do from here? Well, he's still working on go for a bit of a two-base timing, but it's gonna be much harder to... It's gonna hit about as hard, but again, because Gerald's economy is still stable, because of how long the rush distance is here, Gerald is gonna have a lot more armor by the time this hits.
Oh yeah, like this is the first game this series where Gerald's had like a phenomenal early game, right? Like shutting down the Widowmines, having the map control, you know, not allowing ByuN to ever leave that base. And Gerald, he isn't done. He wants to press his advantage. We have a proxy pylon for reinforcements. You know, all the upgrades are on the way. 5 gateways behind this.
Oh, I gotta be honest, I don't know how this is gonna turn out for him, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, so far things are looking good for him, and so far it's looking good for a longer series, but it is ByuN we're talking about. And even here, you know, he picks off a Phoenix. You know, it's not the most impactful thing to happen, but, you know, it is something, and it will impact that fight later on.
Absolutely. Just one fewer Phoenix to crowd control, or one fewer Phoenix to hit the Raven or something. Is ByuN is already pushing out. That's... wow.
Yeah, I understand the pressure he's under right now because, like, look at Gerald. He's getting a 4th base right now. Like, ByuN is on 2 base economy. Like, Gerald is looking to explode. Like, he's looking to be as greedy as possible with what these Phoenixes have given him. But, oh, is it too much greed? Uh-oh.
Potentially, as a couple more Phoenixes do get picked off before the fight begins. Gerald still has a very nice army, but they are Dorito dusted.
They
so
are
half of that army is Dorito dusted.
They are dusted, but doesn't even matter. We have so many zealots. We had an overcharge as well. Widowmine shot goes off, but only on a single zealot.
And ByuN has no easy escape from here. Only has a single medevac, and even if he loads up his army, they're just gonna get picked off by the Phoenixes.
Yeah, exactly. Only a single Phoenix manages to waddle all the way back home, and with that, Gerald, he defends. He's on 4 bases. He's got plenty of workers to work with, and
now he's just waiting for an opening. An opening that's right over here!
Oh god! Catches a couple of reinforcements for free. Picks up a Widowmine as well.
And he doesn't commit too hard. Turns around, he's gonna completely sandwich his army, even picks up the Widow Mines before they can pop off. GG! Gerald fights back in this series and brings us to a game 4.
Let's go. Gerald will not take this lying down. He will not be dominated by his opponents in a 3-0. No, he shows us all that, mate, he's a pretty goddamn good European Protoss, okay? He's one of the best that Europe has to offer.
He took ByuN all the way to the ace match a week ago. He's gonna do it again.
Oh, yeah.
That's the plan, anyway.
That's the plan. It's not going to be easy. Let's be real here. It is not going to be easy, but he is on the right path. Oh. Can he do it? Can he pull it off? Can we go all the way to the ace match?
But I believe.
I believe so too. I don't know if he can win the series, but
well,
I want an ace match. That's all I want.
Yes. But you just gotta believe.
Hmm. Here we go, mate. Game 4.
And we're going to be continuing. Wait. And we're going to be playing Game 4. There we go. On Hardwire. LE. We're here in the top right-hand corner map, starting all the way in the top right-hand corner. We, of course, have a blue Protoss player coming down from the land of Poland. He is, of course, going to be representing Storm Gaming, and also proving that he's not the only player who learned and got better in the span of a week. He is Gerald.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hardwire LE, we have the South Korean Terran player, the one-man army himself. He is one game away from becoming our 3-time Sparkling Tuna Cup champion. Is he the Dongwon? No, he's not. He is ByuN.
It's pretty close to the Dongwon.
It's just true. It's true. They're both Terran.
Yeah. They were both on team Train to Busan.
True.
Back in VTL? Was it VSL? VTL. VTL is what it was called.
And VSL was also a thing, but that was the solo league of the team league.
Yeah. Threw me off a little.
God, that was so low. That was 2016, man.
Man. Man, I remember 2016. That was like 3 years ago.
that was
times.
That was not 3 that was not 3 years ago, mate. Oh god. You know there are people that are getting into StarCraft right now who don't know who Forte is?
Shaking my head.
This is me testing you, mate. Do you know who Forte is?
Yeah, terrible player.
There you go.
Well, in fairness, like Forte was like whatchamacallit.
And he was also a part of VTL, okay? Just saying.
He was.
I want to say he was.
Busan, though.
Yeah, I think he was roommates with.
I want to say Patience.
Yeah, he was in the same building
remember.
complex. I want to say. God, those are the days.
Those were the days when Patience was actually active.
When Patience was active, aye. But in the absence of Patience, we have ByuN and Gerald. And so far, I don't know if you noticed, Gerald was a little bit paranoid. He was checking for proxies, which I don't blame him. That proxies have been prevalent throughout this series. Confirms that there is none. So again, the opener is pretty standard, all things considered. ByuN did go for an eBay block, so he was being a little bit annoying. But eventually, Gerald did get his Nexus up and running.
Yeah, not too much of a delay here, and Gerald once again doing what succeeds for him so far, at least in the series. A very, very early Stargate. We were mentioning that, you know, ByuN might have figured out Gerald, might have figured out that Gerald might be a little too predictable, but I kind of feel like the shoe's on the other foot now, as Gerald is adapting to the mine drops somewhat.
Exactly, like Gerald has now recognized, hey, I can't keep going for this like high risk, high reward, high Templar style, right? I have to adapt. And he tried to go into disruptors, didn't find any success there. Is finding some success with Stargate play. So now it's on ByuN, right? Now it's on him to try and switch things up, and He actually is. He makes a round of Widow Mines, but there is no medevac on the way. They're defensive instead.
Yeah, he's also getting a Viking out here just in case there's an Oracle coming his way. And I mean, we know that there is an Oracle coming his way. I thought that was actually going to be a reactor and not a tech lab on that factory. So yeah, ByuN very much giving up on the Widow Mine harass, at least as an opening.
Yeah. I do agree with this. Like, I think this is really smart from ByuN. You respect your opponent enough to recognize, okay, like, this has stopped working. I cannot keep doing the same thing game after game after game. I need to switch things up if I want to be our champion today.
And again, yeah. If I want to be a 3-time champion, if I wanna come close to Demi's GPO record.
Exactly. I don't think anyone is ever going to come close to that, but he can try. He can dream.
I need to start thinking of a trophy now.
Okay.
A Sparkling Tuna. I haven't made Mio Micah a trophy yet. Now that I think about it for GPO.
I feel like we should. We should. As
Yeah.
a farewell to GPO gifts, you know?
Yeah. One day. Oh. Unfortunate halving.
Oh boy.
Is it gonna turn around to the other Widow Mine? No. Okay.
Does
It's
not.
dangerously close.
Yeah. So far, the defenses of ByuN have kind of paid for themselves. It means that Gerald hasn't really been able to deal any economic damage, but at the same time, Gerald does at least keep his Oracle alive, so he can keep tabs on this army.
Yeah, keep tabs by keeping tags. That's what as they say.
They do.
And if they don't, then why aren't they saying that?
I think what's most interesting about this, though, is that even though we did see a Stargate opener, we only saw a single Oracle and a single Phoenix as well. Obviously, this means that if there was a Widowmine drop, he would have already one Phoenix to help deal with it, and he could get back into it again to just shut them down and continue that production. But because there wasn't a Widowmine drop, like, he's not wasting any resources on these Phoenixes.
That he is not. It's going back to what he's comfortable with. A little bit of a swarm toss style. Here comes Templar Archives once again.
Oh, here it comes. Also, Gerald is contemplating right now. He does have high ground vision. He does have blink. If he said chose to, he could try and blink up into the main base. He does commit to the shade.
Oh, he can actually pick off a decent number of SCVs. I mean, 2 of them were killed, but how much friendly fire was he able to get with the tank? ByuN pushing out now, and it's just in time to catch this Stalker army.
Oh, exactly. The Stalkers are going to be able to slow this down a little bit. He does have attacks, so he does recognize, but no! The Stalkers actually pull the army away from the stasis trap.
That's unfortunate, but in fairness, you could argue that he is also dragging the army on a bit of a longer route than the others would be going.
You're not
So
wrong.
Gerald has a little bit more time to gather energy on his High Templar back at home.
Well, I just don't know if he has enough, man. Like, Storm
really
is less than halfway done. It's not ready for this. He doesn't have any Archons. Like, what are these High Templar really saving their energy for?
Feedback on the Raven? Question mark?
We need three High Templar
He's
for that?
I like this from Gerald. He was bluffing a little bit. He's like, yeah, I'll throw it on Storm. You don't want to come into me, ByuN, but ByuN called that bluff. And he's moving right on top of the entire army.
Oh, yes, he is. He's playing with fire right now. A couple of auto charges were thrown down. Overcharge does keep Gerald alive for the time being. And hey, Storm, it's actually edging closer. Like, he's getting away with this. Like, longer this goes on, he's going to have Storm.
Yeah, he's going to have about 4 Storms, if my math is right here.
Oh. He's going to have a decent amount of them. I mean, the rally is coming across the map. Gerald, oh my god, he's so greedy. He's trying to get a 4th base behind this and see if he can get away with it. Oh, the Storm does kind of connect. First one does. Not really.
Yeah, little bit. He only has 1 more Storm remaining, doesn't he?
Really does.
ByuN is trying to bait it out as best he can. I just realized the charges have done, which is actually keeping these chargelets alive because they're not running into Widow Mines.
Oh god, but at the same time, I don't know if he really wants slow lots to defend right now. We have 3 Widow Mines, tries to drag one of them in, but fails in the end.
So many mines connect on top of the entire army. ByuN trying to target down the Templar, and he does. This poor Archon. It's not even close to finishing up, and it gets shot in the face by Widow Mines.
Yeah.
And it looks like ByuN has too much momentum here. It is going to take a miracle for Gerald to get back.
It's not going to be enough, mate. Like, Gerald, he's trying desperately to pull the boys to try and make everything he can, pull everything he can to try and hold on, but there's just so much Terran here. The base will fall. The fourth base gets up, but no one cares, mate. The fourth doesn't come into play whatsoever, and oh my god, ByuN, he's even dropping into the natural.
Yes, like so. I just glanced to the left and noticed 33 probes have gone down. This entire engagement.
Yep. It's a lot of probes.
GG is called, and ByuN, for the third week in a row, is going to be the Sparkling Tuna. Wow.
Wow. GG, well played. Congratulations, ByuN, for winning another week in a row. Just cleaning up house and taking all these online tournament wins. But I want to commend Gerald as well, because he did put up a fight. He showed that gods do bleed. Taking a game off of a player like ByuN isn't an easy thing at all.
Really is not.
Oh.
Maybe not, yeah. And you can look at the score of this finals and last week's finals and say, you know, it wasn't as close, but honestly, I think Gerald did improve. Especially since he is, you know, adapting his style a lot more.
Yeah.
He's diversifying his play.
Like, what I want to say is, like, there's one side of me that is really looking forward to this back and forth rivalry between these two players and seeing them in the finals week after week after week and seeing them learn each other. And then we get like metagaming coming into play as well, where, you know, they become familiar with each other's play styles and what they're comfortable with, especially on specific maps. And that's going to be very interesting to see. On the other side of things, I also want to see like some variety when it comes to the finals. I'm like, yo, it'd be cool if we saw some other players. So I'm a little bit torn when it comes to that. But regardless, like I don't regret this finals.
Here's the thing. Now we just need to rig it so that they both face in the semifinals every time.
Looking at you, Krupp. Looking at you. Oh god, no, we won't do that. For those wondering, we do have seeding for our tournaments. We do have seeding, so because of how well ByuN and Gerald are doing, they will be on opposite ends of the bracket. It's going to be on someone else coming in to stop them from making it to the semis.
Someone like Zest. I'm just throwing names
in
out
the
there.
chat.
You players.
There's plenty of players.
Viewers.
Yeah, there's plenty of potential, plenty of players out there, and again, regardless, this was a great tournament. Congratulations to ByuN for being our Sparkling Tuna Cup #3 champion. Also, shout out to not just ByuN, but our top 4 players, because we didn't get to mention it. Massive shout out to Lord Loken and Quirky for contributing to the prize pool and making sure that not top 2, but top 4 get paid.
Yep. Beastork and Bratdock. Need to be walking home with a little bit of, whatchamacallit, incentive in your pocket.
Yeah. Massive shout out. For those wondering, !Macherino in the chat. You will see that the prize pool has been boosted by 100 USD, which means in total it is 165 USD this week. That's a lot of USD, and that means that, yeah, top four get paid. Not bad.
Yeah. Tell your friends.
Oh god. Also, I should.
Yeah. Right.
Should message the players a little bit as well.
Yeah. Let them know that we're aware.
Oh god. And with that, thank you so much as well, Yaku, for joining me today. It's been a couple of weeks since we've had you on.
Yeah. Potentially weeks It's potentially going to be a few weeks before I'm in again, or potentially not.
Yeah, it's one of those things where
Depends on how Sundays work out.
Yaku has been focusing a lot on his studies recently, so we haven't seen as much Yaku these past couple of weeks. But
Yeah, I've become a nerd.
Yeah, it's true. I mean,
I have
become
glasses now. What? I have glasses now.
Yeah, but we haven't seen the last of Yaku. We'll see more of him throughout the year. Just here in the beginning of the year, things are a little bit hectic.
I am not gonna sign up for 5 units in my next semester.
And we warned you. Like, man, are you sure about this? Are you? Remember how you wanted to take an extra unit as well? Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was gonna be 6.
Shit, goddamn.
And here's the thing: I didn't choose not to do 6 because I thought it'd be too much. I chose not to do 6 because there was a conflict with another. Whatchamacallit.
Shaking my head. Regardless, thank you for joining me today, Yaku. I enjoyed having you back on. And also, massive shout out to Apoptosis. He gave us a raid earlier today, so spreading that love, that StarCraft love throughout the Twitch interwebs. And yeah, I guess tune into our next broadcast, which is going to be Sea Duckling Open on Friday.
Yeah, just 2 days from now, it's going to be SDO number 111.
111.
I have a feeling it's going to be pretty Terran dominated this Friday.
It better be.
Just based on the name.
Gonna message Asher, bro. Gonna get him to bring in the boys. Yaku, are you gonna play in it? Are you alluding to something?
Am I legible?
No, probably not, actually.
Oh, okay. Wait, how many do I need to be?
I think you need like 30, maybe 35 ladder games this season.
Total? Wait, how many am I?
Season started at the start of January, to be fair.
How many am I at? I'm at 27. So what is that? 8 games out. We'll see on Friday.
We'll see. So if you want to tune into our next broadcast, it is going to be on Friday in 2 days, or just under 2 days. And that event is going to be casted by Steel Mold. Steel like the metal, mold like the thing that you put the metal in so that it retains its shape while it cools down. But maybe we should think of a new intro because it's actually Steel Puppet that's going to be casting.
It is. It's Steel Mold. If we go by the trend of StarCraft 2 VTubers.
I saw Boom in the chat earlier. Oh god, they're multiplying, Yaku. They're multiplying. They're spreading. Shaking my head. But thank you everyone for tuning in. I hope
boom.
Oh god. I hope everyone enjoys themselves or has enjoyed the broadcast, and we'll see you all next week for the next Sparkling Tuna Cup. For those wondering though, Sparkling Tuna Cup next week will be on a Tuesday, not on a Wednesday. It'll be the day before. Because next week begins IEM. Katowice, the World Finals!
So soon, dude! It's finally here!
Oh, let's go! The World Finals is here. So, IEM Katowice does start next week. We're going to accommodate for that. And we're accommodating that for a reason.
We are.
I'll leave it at that. I don't think we can confirm or deny. I don't know if we can or not. NDA, sure, why not? But yes, we are accommodating for IEM for a reason, so I hope you guys tune in because it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
With that,
that's all I'll say about that. I'm not. You can't fire me if I don't say nothing.
True, we can't fire you if you're on hard though.
Yeah. What? I can't break the NDA if I don't say nothing.
Oh god. Thanks for watching, everyone. Yeah, could you have anything you want to add before we head off?
Not at all. I made the mistake of not going to the bathroom during the break.
Oh, what? What is wrong at the... That's why I told you that you were good to go. What do you think I was saying? Oh god.
I thought you meant I was like handsome, you know? Like I'm good to go.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Give some love to the streamer that we are about to raid. Who do we have? We have Angie and we have True. I
Flip
think
a coin.
I think we're gonna give it to True because Angie did not play in our tournament.
Oh, Funara Angie.
For nada. Give some love to True. He was in the tournament earlier today. He did get knocked out, but again, he was the highest placing Zerg player. So give him some love. Give him some support. Support the stream.
We'll see you there.
Ciao.
Bella.